What's up, everyone? My name is Dexa. You are watching DWHQ, and it's another political video, so go ahead and strap in. So, I was watching CNN the other night, and yes, I am a Democrat. So yes, I will watch CNN from time to time. I do not care if other people think it's wrong, and personally I do to some extent too, but I was watching an interview with former Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper, and one question that was thrown his way that really kind of surprised me was, Mr. Hickenlooper, are you going to, specifically, I think it was something closer to like, are you going to put a woman as your running mate? He said, absolutely. But I think more question, and this is continuation of the quote, but he said, I think more, the question more people should be asking is, would a woman put a man on for their running mate? Everyone in the audience groaned, because of course they did, and it seemed like a joke to me. I seriously thought it wasn't like something that was super serious. And yet, that really brought me to another question. See, in the current political climate, especially being as polarized as it is right now, especially in the United States, I've seen so many people who want more to see change than actual sound policy. They're so desperate for change. They're so desperate to see someone with a vagina, to be honest. They want to see someone with a vagina in the White House. That's it. They're so focused on this that they do not care about just policies that these people might have. Like, I mean, think about it. Last election cycle, 2016, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. I didn't like either of the candidates. I'm fully aware of this. I did not like either of them. And I don't think that was the best matchup in the world ever, because it wasn't. But Hillary Clinton had some really scary ideas. She wanted to put a no-fly zone in Syria, which could have provoked Russia into war with the United States. I don't think I need to explain to any of you why that would be a bad thing. Two biggest nuclear powers. Anyway, and she still won the popular vote. She didn't get in the office because of Electoral College, which I'm still against, but she won the popular vote. And I think a big part of that was because it wasn't because she had good sound policies, because she didn't. She was a massive flip-flop. It's because they wanted to see a woman in the White House. They didn't care some people didn't care what she was going to do when she was in there. She just didn't want to see another president with a dick. That is it. And it boggles my mind how, especially in this day and age, when people are looking more at who the person is rather than what the person is for and against, that so many people are focusing way too much on this, when half of the world at this point is becoming increasingly authoritarian. They're driving up the political compass. It boggles my mind, because it's one of those things where it's like, how? How can you be so blinded by looking what is in between the legs of the person you're voting for, rather than what's above the neck? What's inside their head? You look at the people who are just absolutely insane, who haven't thought a single thing through. And you're like, oh, well, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing. I'm going to vote for him. Or this woman, she looks like she knows what she's doing. I'm looking for them. When these people don't. When these people do not have any clue what they could be doing in the future. Like, look at what President Trump has done. He has tried numerous times to stop immigration from countries which we know, though they do have some terrorist activity, that people who come here are 99.999 off to infinity % more likely to be refugees who only want asylum. Thank God the courts blocked this idea. A couple times, in fact. But that just, like, he's trying to do so much that a president shouldn't be able to do. And that's all because, mostly because of the whole rise in authoritarianism. They thought he would have a strong hand in government, so they voted for him because they wanted that strong hand. The problem with that is when we elect authoritarian leaders, you give them an inch, they take a mile. In fact, even maybe 2. You can't just like someone because they have a strong will. You can't like, just like you can't like someone just because they have a vagina. Like, think about it. We are so... I'm sorry. Hold up. We are so focused on things that are frivolous. We don't look at the policies these people have and go with our gut reaction based on how they are, how they present themselves, how they are physically, not mentally or psychologically. I just don't understand it. Why do so many people have such an affection for people who want to strip their rights away? The United States was built on the idea of political rights, economic rights, and civil rights. To be as free as possible without being a horrible person. Having good morals. There's a reason why we have freedom of speech. There's a reason why we have the Bill of Rights. And when those rights start to be stripped away from us in the idea of protection or, like protectionism or safety or calming political dissent, we ruin the very facet that this country was built upon. And I cannot stand for that. It is our American duty to melt the iron grip of authoritarianism that has been crushing the world as we know it, and we need to melt it in the furnace of liberty. That is our goal, and we need to make sure that these ideals become more widespread. America, the United States of America, is one of the most influential countries in the world. Socially now, more than politically, but still. And that even more strengthens my point, because when the United States elects someone like Donald Trump, who is at the very top of the political compass when it comes to authoritarianism, other countries will follow suit, which puts even more people under this oppressive grip. I don't know how anyone can agree with that. How on earth can anyone How on earth is anyone able to stand for stripping away people's rights just so they can feel safer? I'll give you an example. And I know, credit goes out to Count Dracula. He's one of my favorite people to watch on YouTube. But if you've seen some of his videos, you would know that the government has been putting so much money into stopping hate speech, right? Into stopping hate speech, that they've been taking money away from from investigating grooming gangs, which are, in case you don't know, they're groups of people who groom children to be sex slaves. I believe it's something to do with children and children being raped. But we're putting so much money into the idea of feeling safe that we're actually putting our physical lives on the line and the lives of our children on the line. How is anyone for this? But back to my original point. When we're so focused on things like what resides in between the legs of the person we want in office, and we completely ignore everything else about that person, we could wind up electing someone even worse than who we have now. Someone who is so egotistical, so high up on the political compass, that they will stop at nothing to gain absolute control. They will destroy everything. Not only this country, but lots of other countries have fought so desperately to hold on to for so long. And the fact that we're just focusing on we want a woman in office instead of a man, without looking to see what that actually entails, we're putting our own lives on the line when we do that. Which, yeah. See, this is why, if I were to run for any political office, and I think most people would too, is they would, and I would as well, look to see which person aligns with our ideals the most. I don't care whether it's a man or a woman. I couldn't give a shit. Because it's all about their policies, not what they are as a person. If I found another left libertarian that was a woman and we shared the same views, and I was running for president, I would probably choose her. Same thing if it were a guy. And I think more people need to understand that it's not about what we elect. It's about who we elect. This has been Vexa. Thanks for watching. Sorry that kind of rambled on too long. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.